Hello everyone, named Jalise. This is JJ Movie T Social Confuse everybody. Right now, everyone, I'm going to give you my top 5 Hannibal Lecter movies. Now, here's the thing, everyone. I'm a big fan of Hannibal Lecter, at least for the movie franchise, and I love the TV show. So I got season 1 and season 2 on Blu-ray right there, and there's going to be season 3 this year. And I thought, why not do a top 5 Hannibal Lecter movies? So these are my top 5, and there's been 5 of them. And this is my opinion. If you have not seen these films, then you should go ahead and see them because some of them are really good. Now, my least favorite is Hannibal. This came right after Silence of the Lambs. Well, this came, like, 7 years after Silence of the Lambs. This takes place 10 years in the story after Silence of the Lambs. Now, most people will say, like, a recasting of Clarice is now played by none other than Julianne Moore, and is no longer played by Jodie Foster. Now, most people would say, oh, recasting is terrible. Well, in this case, it wasn't that terrible. I think Jodie Foster did a great job. Julianne Moore did a great job replacing Jodie Foster. I liked her version of Clarice. But there was a lot of problems with this one. The reason why it's so bad, it was directed by Ridley Scott, and Ridley Scott doesn't know how to direct Hannibal Lecter. Anthony Hopkins' Hannibal Lecter is very finesse. He's very artistic in the way he kills. He ain't no, like, Savage where he's just gonna bite a random person for no apparent reason. Hannibal Lecter kills people because of their rudeness, and he finds them no better than pigs. He finds ways to meat. That's basically what Hannibal Lecter is. And this one, I feel like this more animalistic Hannibal Lecter. I didn't really get that. I see the best thing about this movie, how he kills a guy the same way, and what the guy's ancestor would kill. One of the guys that Hannibal Lecter kills, his ancestor died by hanging. Hannibal Lecter kills him the same way, in the same place, in the same area, which I thought was very artistic of Hannibal Lecter's character. But other than that, it doesn't really live up to hype. Waste of a cast with Gary Oldman and Ray Liotta. They had a great cast, and they didn't do hardly anything with them. Ray Liotta, he just was a straight-up perv to Julianne Moore's character. He just wanted to sleep with her and derange her, and basically ruin her career. Gary Oldman was a victim of Hannibal Lecter, so now he's in a wheelchair, he's disfigured, and he wants revenge for Hannibal Lecter, he wants to feed him to pigs, but overall the movie didn't hit me as well. This was a very flawed film. I used to hate this film, but I watched it over again, I thought, you know what, it wasn't that bad, so I've given this film a 7 out of 10. It's an okay film, I like it now, but it's not my overall favorite movie of Hannibal Lecter. It's number 5 on the list. Number 4 is Manhunt. This was before Silence of the Lambs, and this was a different version. This is Anthony Hopkins. This is not where Anthony Hopkins is in. This is played by, this was directed by Michael Mann, and, Hannibal Lecter's played by, for God's sake, I cannot, Brian Cox. And the thing is, though, this talks about the Will Graham story, basically, right there in the TV show, of how he captured Hannibal Lecter and how he's trying to figure out the new serial killer, the Tooth Fairy. And in some cases, what I like about this film, or what I really enjoyed about this film, was the theme and the music. This really felt like a detective movie. This doesn't feel like a Hannibal Lecter film. Hannibal Lecter's like a third-party character. What you're mostly interested in is the Will Graham storyline, how he's trying to catch the Tooth Fairy, and I love the music in this entire film. I thought this film was very good in that sense. I also like the Will Graham. I really felt like he was deranged, and you could actually see him go to the other side. You can actually see him lose control and go to the other side and become a serial killer. But the problem is with this, though, none of the actors stand out. The Tooth Fairy story didn't stand out. I didn't really care for the Tooth Fairy, about his relationship with the blind girl. I really didn't care for that. I really didn't care for, well, Brian Cox's Hannibal Lecter was good, but it wasn't nothing special in my opinion. And then there's Brian Cox's level, and then there's Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins is just A+ Hannibal Lecter, but Brian Cox did a good job, and out of 10, I'm giving this film an 8 out of 10. I enjoyed this film. I actually did. But it's not my favorite Hannibal Lecter film. So, yeah. Number 4 is none other than The Manhunt. Number 3 is a film that most people disregard as not good, and it's none other than Hannibal Rising. This is the origin of who Hannibal Lecter is. We get the origin of why he has the mask, which is fucking awesome when I thought why. And the reason why he's so fucked up, Hannibal Lecter, is through his childhood and what happened to him. And it's just a great story of why Hannibal's the character the way he is, how he's so deranged. And you can actually see the dehumanization of his character be folded in this one. And we see the admiration, respect, and beauty, what he has for the world, and for stuff that is rude and not considered stuff. Like, people aren't no better than pigs. He doesn't care about those people, and he just finds it his own way. He just has a different viewpoint in the world of a view that he will only take. And I really like this entire thing. This is a young Hannibal Lecter through his time. I like the actor that plays Hannibal Lecter. I think he did a good job. He had a little fondness with his own Anthony Hopkins in this. I mean, he had a lot of great moments, but yeah, Hannibal Rising is a really, really good origin story for the Hannibal Lecter series. It's graphic, it's violent, and I really, really did enjoy this entire film. I know a lot of people hate it, but I actually enjoyed this, and it was mostly independent, and the person who wrote the Hannibal Lecter series wrote the script for it. So I thought that was fucking awesome when I found out about that. But yeah, it says the origin of evil. Well, absolutely, it was the origin of evil. And out of a 10, I'm giving this film a 8.5 out of 10. It's a good B plus movie. 8.6 out of 10. I really did enjoy this film. I was surprised at how much I liked Hannibal Rising. The origin of Hannibal Lecter was freaking awesome and made me want to read the books, which I'm probably going to have to do. And my second favorite Hannibal Lecter movie is none other than The Red Dragon. Now, The Red Dragon is the same storyline. It's a same storyline for my number 4 spot, Manhunter. But with this one, of course, and you have to look at the casting choices were just a lot better. Now, here's the thing. Edward Norton's in this. He plays Will Graham in this one. I like his Will Graham, but I like Manhunter's version better. I'll say that about Manhunter. I like their Will Graham better. But for the Hannibal Lecter, obviously Anthony Hopkins and the Tooth Fairy is played beautifully by Ralph Fiennes. Ralph Fiennes, the guy who played Lord Voldemort, the guy from Schindler's List, the Nazi guy. He's fantastic in this role. You see this inner conflict of him wanting to be a good guy, but you see his slow transformation, and we found out his backstory that he's been abused, and it's a horrible backstory about what happened to Tooth Fairy, who wants to become the Red Dragon. He wants to transform into something beautiful and something different than what his life is. He believes he's this figure and all that stuff. I really like this mindset. I really like the Red Dragon's relationship with the blind girl. I really felt a connection between those two characters. I didn't feel no fucking connection with the Manhunters one, but the subplot was with the Red Dragon. Ralph Fiennes' performance really sold this movie for me. And Anthony Hopkins was in this like as a side. I enjoyed the capture of Hannibal Lecter at the beginning. It was a freaking fantastic film. Not just with Anthony Hopkins and Edward Norton, but Ralph Fiennes, great actor. What can I say? I really enjoyed his performance. And overall, the story, even the ending, it's different from Manhunter. I like this ending more. And also Mary Louise Park was in this entire film also. So yeah. And Philip Seymour Hoffman, may rest in peace. But yeah, overall, as an entire film, yeah, I gotta say this was a fantastic film. This is a great sequel to The Silence of the Lambs. So this is my second favorite. It's a 9.3 out of 10. I really love The Red Dragon. Awesome film. It's right up there with The Silence of the Lambs, in my opinion. And my number 1, of course, is Silence of the Lambs. Jodie Foster and Anthony Hopkins, good chemistry with each other. You just felt drills, and the first time you see Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter is fucking amazing. He is so much more different, and I mean, if you see The Silence of the Lambs, it's gory, it's dark, and you are never more terrified of a character other than Anthony Hopkins' Hannibal Lecter. Silence of the Lambs is easily the best of all the Hannibal Lecter movies, and it's a 9.7 out of 10. It's one of my favorite films of all time. It's definitely in my top 100 films of all time, and I love Silence of the Lambs. But, like I said, I love all the Hannibal Lecter. I really enjoyed all the Hannibal Lecter movies. Like I said, number 5 is none than Hannibal. I gave it a 7 out of 10. Definitely is. This was apparently the end of the entire Hannibal Lecter trilogy. Yeah, the end of the Hannibal Lecter story apparently. But to me, I didn't think that was a good ending. Okay, my 4 favorite is Manhunter. I do enjoy this film. I think it's good, but it's not to me a really Hannibal Lecter film. It's more like Will Graham thing of the detective finding out a murderer. That's what basically is it. There was no star power in that. That's why. Hannibal Rising, very underrated. I really like the origin of Hannibal Lecter and the story, and I think the actors did great jobs, and it was very violent. And so yeah, Hannibal Rising, check it out. And my second favorite, Red Dragon, obviously, and yeah, 9.3, and Silence of the Lambs was 9.7, but what can I say? Red Dragon was fucking awesome. If I didn't see Silence of the Lambs, maybe Red Dragon would have been my favorite. That's how good Red Dragon was, in my opinion. But yeah, everyone, this is my Jalise. This is the top 5 Hannibal Lecter movies. Let me know what y'all think, everyone. Subscribe if you like. Just read down at the bottom. Let me know what y'all think, everybody. And be respectful of my opinions. I'll be respectful for yours. So, yeah, my name's Elisa, everyone. I'm signing off. You have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.